What time is it? Almost fall. I just can't wait now. And this is where all of the audience tunes out. My retention rate will be 50% after that. Hi, welcome or welcome back to Gavin Reads It All. Today is very exciting because I get to talk about the plans that I have for fall, including my fall TBR, as well as the video plans that I have. If you've been around on my channel for the past couple of years, you will know that I do a sort of vlogs of Halloween event every August, September, October in the lead up to Halloween to get you hyped for the spooky season. And I'm back at it again, third year in a row, where I'm going to be doing a vlogs of Halloween event. So please do like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already so that you get notified about all of the exciting vlogs that I have coming up, and let's get into the TBR before this video lasts literally an hour and a half. Let's start off with a little bit of housekeeping and some book club things I need to read. So for my Patreon, I am reading Puzzle Heart by Jen Reese in September. This one is for my middle grade book club, of which I do have 3 other book clubs on Patreon. But this follows a girl who is trying to reunite her dad with his estranged family. The main character is called Perigee, I think, and she wants to go to her grandparents' bed and breakfast, which is this infamous puzzle house. And so she really wants to solve the puzzle of the house. There are deadly puzzles that she has to solve and family secrets she has to uncover. So I'm very excited for this. It is incredibly short. It'll be really nice to kick off the Halloween season with a mysterious middle grade. Another book club that I want to take part in is Kayla's Cycle... What's this series called again? The Cyclin series? The Raven... No, it's not the Raven Cycle. I'm sure... Is it the Raven Cycle? I think the Raven Cycle series by Maggie Stiefvater. I will look up pronunciations and everything while I'm really getting stuck into this vlog, because I have already started the Raven Boys and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about a third of the way through, and Kayla's members are reading each book, I think every 2 weeks, and so I'm going to be vlogging my experience doing that read along while reading the series for the very first time. There is a girl called Blue and she is cursed to kill her true love if she kisses him. There is also this school where the Raven Boys attend, and Blue's paths cross with the Raven Boys. So very much enjoying this so far, and I do also have the Dream Thieves, Blue Lily Lily Blue, and the Raven King to read. So these will be getting done every 2 weeks to keep in line with Kayla's read along. Over on my manga channel, which I do have linked down below, I will be continuing my Witch Hat Atelier Wednesdays, which is perfect for the fall season, and I'm tackling it arc by arc, so every Wednesday there's going to be a new arc video. Fortunately, these arcs are pretty small, so they're quite quick to get through and easier for me and my workload to get through too. So I am looking forward to continuing this, and I should catch up by the end of October with Witch Hat Atelier, so that'll be awesome. This follows Coco, and she's always wanted to be a witch, but she didn't know how, and then one day she witnesses magic being cast by Master Quiffrey, and she is taken under his wing in his atelier. Really cozy, really beautiful series. I'm loving it so far. I also want to try and start Freya and Fridays, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time. The arcs are again a little bit short, so they're not going to be too hard to get through. I could read and film a video on this in a day, but do I have a day to spare? I don't think so. But I might have time during September or October to try and start Freya and Fridays. If not, I will definitely start them in November when I come back from Australia and Egypt and stuff. So yeah, that's another thing that's kind of working against me, is I have a couple of trips planned and I'm leaving, I think it's on October 23rd. I think is when I go away, and I don't come back until November 9th or 10th. So I'm away for a good chunk, and that last week of October I don't have to film and stuff, so I am rushing to try and get things done. But not rushing too much, because I'm ahead. I just want to say I'm ahead. I'm doing really well so far, and I do want to take my time still and give you quality vlogs, essentially. So yeah, that's the only thing is, yeah, at the end of October, start November, I won't be here. So I'm trying to be mindful of my time, which is a little bit limited at the minute. But the thing I am the most excited for in September, October, I look forward to doing this every single year, ever since 2022. It gives me life. I might be busy doing this, but it's the best kind of busy. And that is my vlogs of Halloween. It's coming back in 2024, except this time I'm only doing 8 vlogs instead of 9. It is going to be helpful to me because I did struggle last year doing a 9th vlog, and when I do have ideas for it, it's just a lot of time is put into these vlogs, so it's kind of hard to keep up the pace sometimes. So I've made it just 8 vlogs this year. I don't have as many haunted location visits either. As I mentioned in a few TBR videos in the past, that the finances for it is just too much. They are quite expensive, but I'm hoping next year, once I've got my finances a little bit more sorted, I am getting there. I did just move house, so channel. That's kind of drained me dry. But next year, fingers crossed, I should be able to include a lot more haunted location visits because they are some of my favourite videos to do. So speaking of haunted location visits, the first vlog for my vlogs of Halloween 2024 is my haunted nunnery vlog. I actually got this vlog done in June because that's when I went to the nunnery, so everything's already edited and ready to go. In fact, in your subscription feed or on my profile page, you will be able to see the video for the haunted nunnery. And be sure to set a reminder because I'm going to make it a live premiere on September 7th, so I will be in the live chat talking about the video and hopefully you can watch live with me. That will be so much fun. So yeah, right now go and set a reminder and you will be reminded when the video goes live and we can chat about it. And to hopefully make you excited, I'm going to drop the haunted nunnery trailer right now. I am currently in the haunted nunnery. What is that noise? Hello? Oh God, I feel like this is some kind of Blair Witch. Is the devil here?
To your left. Closer.
Did you just hear a bang?
Run.
What the fuck is that? So again, I hope you're excited for that. I can't wait to see you at the live premiere for it. So the next video that should be dropping on September 14th, and all of my vlogs of Halloween videos I do want to drop on a Saturday. They might not all be live premieres, but they will be a drop-in on that day. If it doesn't happen on that day, then around that time. I want to be kind to myself, so if I'm late with any of these, that's fine. But on September 14th, and the second vlog, is me trying to read some of the web's most horrifying books. It is a sort of sequel to a video I did 3 years ago where I read some of BuzzFeed's most disturbing books. I was going to do like reading more of BuzzFeed's most disturbing books, but a lot of the books just didn't really like interest me on that list. I pretty much read the ones I wanted to read in that first video. So instead I've kind of widened the net and I'm going to Reddit, I'm going to my comments, I'm going to other booktubers, I'm going to some friends as well. And I have picked a sort of 5-book TBR for this video. If I don't get all of them read, that's fine. It is a little bit excessive for one video, especially when I'm doing weekly vlogs. But one of the ones that came up was Cows by Matthew Stoker. Apparently it's about violent cows, but it's very disturbing, I think. Do you like cows? Do you even have a tingle of faith in the goodness of man? If so, skip this relentlessly violent survey of some taboos you've heard of, and hopefully a few new ones that would never occur to you. Yeah, this is probably going to disturb me. And then I have The Reformatory by Tanana Reeve Dew. This one was on Reddit as well. In fact, Cows was on Reddit too. Some people on Reddit said it was quite disturbing. But this one as well came up a few times. And I've seen some of my friends enjoy this too. It is a ghost story set at a boys' boarding school, I think. Yeah, set in 1950, and it's a chamber of horrors. And I'm genuinely so excited to read it. I've heard fantastic things about it. And I need a good ghost story in my life. I also have All the Fiends of Hell by Adam L.G. Neville. And I think this is like alien horror. I've never read alien horror before, and that really interests me. This is another one that I saw on Reddit too, and I actually bought it for Summerween a couple of months back, but I didn't have time to read it. Sounds like an alien invasion that leaves like a lot of the population dead, and we are following Carl and 2 orphans. Sounds pretty good. And then I have A Devil Comes to Town by Paulo Morensig, and this one was a recommendation from one of my patrons, but also booktuber Turn the Page. I'm getting little bits of Witches of Eastwick vibes from this, kind of. Like, we follow a really little village in the Swiss mountains, and I think everyone in this town is a writer, and then the devil pulls up in a car and is like pretending to be a publisher or something. The desires of the townsfolk are unleashed, and it brings about certain horrors. So, you know, it's I guess a little bit like the Witches of Eastwick when the devil comes to town and the witches are like seduced in a way. But apparently this is rife with gothic suspense, and Paige really enjoyed it. And I just love this cover. I think it's such a weird and bizarre cover too, in tiny, which is a main factor. And then lastly, for that vlog, I have The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. Now, I have heard great things about this one. A lot of people have read it recently. I'm feeling a little bit formal with it in terms of booktube. All I know is I think we follow G1, and she has this insatiable hunger, maybe for eyes, I think it's her boyfriend or someone else's boyfriend called George, who overstays his welcome. Leave the rest up to your imagination. So that should be vlog number 2 in my vlogs of Halloween. On my channel, I have a series of videos where I read books that inspired movies. 2 years ago, I read books that inspired witchy movies for vlogs of Halloween. In this year, I'm going to be doing books that inspired classic horror movies. So I have the Amityville Horror by Jay Anson. I don't think I've ever seen this film. I might have seen parts of it on TV, but I don't think I've actually seen the full thing. This says that it's based on a true story. Maybe it was. Did this have something to do with Ed and Lorraine Warren? But this is set in 1975. A family move into a house in Amityville, and then 28 days later, they leave the house screaming. So I think this is like a classic haunted house story. I also have Psycho by Robert Bloch. Now, I have seen Alfred Hitchcock's film. I've seen it a few times. I think it's really good. Very iconic, that shower scene. I mean, I might try and recreate it for this vlog, maybe. But we do follow a woman who is running away, and she ends up coming across Bates Motel, and it's a little bit strange. Norman Bates is a little bit strange. So you probably already know what all of that is about. Then I also have The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I did watch the film of this about 14 years ago for the first time, and I liked it. I can respect classic horror movies. They don't really scare me, but I do respect them. And so I'm very excited to actually give the book a go. This does follow a young girl called Reagan who has been possessed by the devil, and her mother has called an exorcist to try and help the situation. If anyone has read this one, do let me know if you prefer it over the movie. And then finally, I have The Birds by Daphne du Maurier. I also really enjoyed the film The Birds, which was another Alfred Hitchcock film. And this one I think is a short story, which is good because I do have some bigger books on here like The Exorcist. So it'll be nice to try and read some like shorter books. Just judging from the movie, we are in this town and the birds go crazy, essentially. The birds start attacking people and people die. So that's all I pretty much remember from it. It's been years since I watched the film. So that is vlog number 3. The 4th vlog for this event, and coming out on September 28th, is my Tales to Give You Goosebumps reading vlog by R.L. Stine. There are only 6 books in this series. It's a spin-off from the main series, so I've already completed all of the main Goosebumps series that have been finished, not including his current one, House of Shivers. But Tales to Give You Goosebumps were short story collections that came out in the 90s, so at the height of Goosebumps popularity. So these should be very good. I've never read these before. I do think some of these got adapted into the TV show, so I've probably seen some of the stories adapted from that. But I will be going through all 6 of the collections, and I will be rating every single short story in it, and I think that'll be really fun. So yeah, this is the first complete series reading vlog for this event, and my first Goosebumps video in a year. On October 5th, the 5th vlog in this event is a vlog that I'm genuinely terrified to do. It's one that I've mentioned a couple of times. I actually think I mentioned in like a few TBR videos ago, and everything has finally come into place. So where I've moved to, about 30 minutes walk away, is somebody who owns a farm and 26 acres of land, aka 26 acres of woods, and they charge £10 a night to camp there. Yes, you heard me right, camping. The thing that I'm the most terrified of, because it genuinely does frighten me. And I have officially booked it now, so it's definitely happening. There is no turning back. But I'm going to be camping in the middle of the woods alone while reading Blair Witch Project books. There is going to be like some paranormal investigating. I'm going to try and explore the woods at night with my like ghost tube app and stuff, while also reading the first 3 the Blair Witch Files books. So these were written by someone called Cade or Jade Merrill way back when, as a sort of tie-in to the movies and like the hype of specifically the first movie. And this adds to the lore, but it also has a character who I think is canon to the Blair Witch Files world. We follow 17-year-old Cade Merrill, who is the writer. Oh wait, is he actually the writer? He is arranging all of the evidence and stuff about the Blair Witch Files woods and the unexplained evil that lives there. And so there are like 7 or 8 books in the series, and I have the first 3, so I'm going to read them. Should be a terrifying time. Oh god, I'm actually camping. I'm camping. 3 years ago I did a camping video in my back garden, and that was scary enough. I ended up having to go back in the house during the night because I couldn't do it. This time I'm spending 2 nights. 2 nights camping in the woods. On October 12th and the 6th vlog in my event, I'm going to be doing the next episode of my Gavin Reads All the King. And these are the next 4 Stephen King books that I have to read. So in the BambiiBooks, I have The Long Walk, and then I have The Stand, which is bloody massive, The Dead Zone, and Firestarter. I don't know if I really need to like explain what all of these are about. I don't kind of know. I have read The Stand before, but I read it during 2020, and that was the time. And I can't really remember if I actually finished it, because I don't remember anything about it. And I feel like Stephen King, you kind of know what most of his books are about anyway. And I'm trying to go in with knowing as little as possible for the books that I haven't read yet. So expect episode 2 of that series to come out on October 12th. On October 19th, Gavin Goes Gothic. I am doing a classic gothic horror reading vlog. I'm also doing a gothic and cocktails book club with Lexi in October as well with our patrons. I don't know what's won the poll yet because we did put an emoji poll thing up for our patrons to pick which one was going to win and be our book club book for it. So whatever wins, I'm going to read that as well as some of these. I don't think I'm going to get to all of these, but I kind of really do want to, especially The Beetle by Richard Marsh, because this is a gothic classic, but it also has elements of Egypt in it. And since I'm going to Egypt in November, I thought it would be the perfect time. In fact, actually, I'm landing in Egypt on Halloween. So October 31st is the day I set foot in Egypt. It even says on the back that The Beetle caused a sensation in late Victorian England, at one point even outselling Dracula. And how have I not heard anyone talk about this? I've owned this for a couple of years as well. But we follow a politician called Paul, and he is haunted or plagued by the beetle, which is this creature that has come from ancient Egypt. It is neither human nor insect, bent on revenge for crimes committed against the disciples of a centuries-old cult, and wholly without mercy. I'm like, oh, this will be perfect for before I go to Egypt. I also really want to do my reread of The Italian by Anne Radcliffe. I haven't read this since 2017 and I read it like twice for my dissertation. I love this. This is like my favourite gothic classic of all time. It is so dramatic, so juicy, and like it's got romance, it's got danger, it's got family secrets, it's got scheming monks, it's got scary convents, it's got everything you need in a gothic classic. So why the fuck are you not reading it, huh? Why aren't you reading? It's my favourite. But I love Anne Radcliffe so much, so it'll be really nice to reread this. We have the scheming Marchesa. She sends away Elena to a convent because Elena has captured the heart of the Marchesa's son. And it is a race to save Elena, and it's so good. It's freaking good. Although it has been, what, like 7 years since I read it, so who knows. I also have The Magic Toy Shop by Angela Carter, as well as Something Wicked This Becomes by Ray Bradbury. Never read these. These have been on my TBR for ages as well, so I want to try and knock these off also. But if I don't get to all of them for that vlog, that's fine, because I also have the one that I need to read for the Patreon book club, so I'm excited. And then finally, on October 26th, and I hopefully will have done before October 23rd when I leave, is my Fear Street vlog. So I've already read 17 Fear Street books, which I'm doing like 17 each month. So I did 17 in August, and now I have 34 more to go. So I'm going to try and do 17 in September and 17 in October. So I've like spaced it out over 3 months, and that's been so good so far. I've done my review of the first 17 books, and the raw footage of the vlog so far is 3 hours. For 17 books. I'll probably get all of that cut down to like 2 hours, because there's probably an hour of me making mistakes and just sitting there in silence and staring out into the universe. So I'll be cutting all of that out, but still, that is really long for just 17 weeks. So this is going to be a massive vlog. An absolutely massive vlog. But yeah, I'm reading all of Fear Street for the very first time. The first 17 books have been very interesting, I must admit. And one of them, The Prom Queen, has been adapted into the next Netflix Fear Street film. And yes, I read it recently. I'm not going to tell you what I thought of it just yet. You'll have to wait for the vlog. But this has been a vlog that I've been wanting to do for the past 2 years. I bought all the Fear Street books in one go on eBay when this beautiful, beautiful seller was selling them all for a really decent price. All 51 original Fear Street books, by the way. Great, now the bin men have come. And so there's going to be a lot of noise. I'm just about to wrap up. Could you not have waited? You know what, I will wait. So yeah, 2 years in the making. I was going to do it for my vlogs of Halloween last year, but time escaped me and I didn't have time. So this year it's definitely going to happen, so I can finally move on. But I do hope you end up enjoying the video. It's going to be filled with spoilers of all 51 original Fear Street books. And then I will get into the spin-offs over the next few years, like the Cheerleaders books and Fear Street Saga, and there's just so many spin-offs. So R.L. Stine, he's got me in a chokehold. I've done most of Goosebumps. Now it's Fear Street. Oh my god. What next? Point horror? And throughout October, I do want to do some live streams like I did last year. So last year I did a couple's costume with Kayla from Books and Lala. We did Casey Becker. And then I also did it with Allie from With Allie. She's changed her channel name from Hardback to With Allie. And we both dressed as R.L. Stine and it was so much fun. So this year I'm going to be doing them solo because I hate asking people to do things and get costumes and this and the other. So I'm just going to be doing them solo, which means I will also give you all of the time and attention during those live streams. And I'm going to have them be like my reading sprints where I don't end the reading sprint until I finish my book. So that's going to be similar, but I'm going to be in costume for them in October. So there'll be one on October 4th, one on October 11th, and one on October 18th. But do keep an eye out because things might change, things might move depending on how I'm getting on with my TBR, but there will definitely be 3 live streams in October. And maybe a couple in September too, but like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, okay? I've already got enough on my plate. So I think that is pretty much it. I mean, there are other like little videos I want to do on the side as well because I can't just upload 1 video a week because then my ad revenue will be shit. So I will just say, keep an eye out on everything. I do want this to be the best year yet when it comes to Halloween spooky content. and I want you to have a fun time, I want me to have a fun time, and I think it's going to be a fun time. I also have all my other vlogs of Halloween videos linked in the description box too. I have a playlist for them, so do check that out if you want to go to years past and see what I've done in the past couple of years. And I guess that is my TBR. So thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave all your comments down below, let me know what you plan on reading in the months of September and October. What are you excited for this Halloween? Is there a vlog that I'm doing this year that you're excited for? Do let me know everything in the comments, I would love to talk to you. I'm going to give a huge thank you to my patrons for support my channel. If you would like to join my Patreon, then the link is in the description box. But yeah, I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!